USA. It's Late Night Texas with your host, Dean Gosden. I'm John Fallon, along with Gil the Music Guy, inviting you to join Dean and his guests, singer, songwriter Lindsay Hightower, and actor, entertainer Mark Edward Howell. And now, from the sweatbox known as the Lazy J, here's Dean Gosden.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good.
Man, it's hot, all right.
Whew.
No doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this is Late Night Texas, your Texas Entertainment Showcase show. I guess in the world of talk shows, we're kind of the garage band of talk shows.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
good. It's a
We,
good place to be.
We tend to cover our jokes. So, but anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's been really hot here. And people don't realize, what people don't realize is that hot here and hot like in Palm Springs or Arizona is different. Because when it's 105 in Palm Springs, by 10 o'clock at night, it's 70 degrees.
Yeah.
Because it cools off at night. Here, if it's 100 degrees during the day, by midnight, it's 94.
Right.
And this is also the birthplace of the old saying, if you can't stand the heat, go to the mall.
Or the Dollar Theater.
Or the Dollar Theater, that's right. Dollar Theater, get out of the heat. Yeah, it's been really hot here lately, and I guess it'll cool off sometime in about October.
Yeah, Halloween it usually starts to
Starts to cool
get down
off.
into the 80s. Right?
But the thing is, I'd rather be hot than cold. I mean, I really would rather be hot than cold. I can't take the cold. I can take it, but I don't particularly care for it. I like being outside in the hot, sweaty sort of thing. But anyway, what about, let's see, moving on to news, the political front?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, that's a barn burner. I guess Trump is going to be the Republican nominee. He's no longer the presumptive nominee. He is the nominee. And Hillary, I assume, will become the Democratic nominee. And I guess we'll find out in the debates. The debates will settle it all. And I know everybody's nervous on both sides. All the Trump people are wringing their hands saying, please don't let him say something stupid. And on the Hillary side, everybody's wringing their hands saying, please let him say something stupid. That email thing, I don't know, that's probably going to follow her to her grave, I'm afraid. I'm sure she's missing the good old days when you got a manila envelope that was stamped top secret. So, anyway, we'll see how it works out. But and on the entertainment front, you know, speaking of cover jokes, you've heard the old joke, why did Johnny throw the clock out the window? So he could see time fly. And let me tell you something. What I've really noticed lately is time is really flying. It really is. For some reason I had a reason to look up Devo. You remember Devo?
Oh yeah, sure.
All
right, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't realize those guys are in their 70s now.
Yeah.
Or at least close.
My
They
gosh.
started their band in 73.
I guess so. Yeah, that was
gee
kind of
whiz.
wow.
I guess they're not whipping a whole lot these days. But, but the other thing what that really made me think about was, for all you guys out there, is that you remember the song Piano Man by Billy Joel?
Sure.
Yeah, Piano Man.
Yeah.
I heard that song first time probably 1974, 75, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And I never realized at the time that there would come a point in my life that I would be the old man with a tonic and gin. That's happened. I mean, in my lifetime, except for Davey, who's still in the Navy.
Oh yeah.
I've been the bartender. I've been the waitress. I've been the guy who sells stuff. I've been all these guys, and I've come complete full circle to the old man with the tonic and gin. Anyway, speaking of music, we have a great show for you tonight. We have singer-songwriter Lindsay Hightower is with us, and actor-entertainer Mark Edward Howell. So stay tuned, and we'll be back right after this.
Welcome to Yaya Foot Spa. At Yaya Foot Spa, feet is our only business, specializing in Chinese foot reflexology. Our experts come to you from mainland China. You will enjoy a sense of complete well-being and relaxation. You deserve to be pampered. Online reservations are available at www.yayafootspa.com with 3 treatment options of 40 minutes, 60 minutes, and 90 minutes. You are sure to find total satisfaction at one of our 4 Yaya Foot Spa locations. Visit Alpha and Montfort, Caruth Haven and Greenville, Bishop Avenue, or Lover's Lane.
All right, welcome back. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Blah, blah, blah. So I understand you're not going to be here for the second half of the show. You got to go to
Well, that's right.
Marlin, Texas.
Well, maybe that location should remain undisclosed. I don't know. It's a secret project going on down there, you know.
Well, I don't know that 10 or 15 people are going to watch this are going to know where Marlin, Texas is anyway, so it really doesn't make any difference. So. But anyway, you know, with everything going the way it is in the world today, with political correctness and everything, there's things you can't do. You can't ask questions. You can't do things. Some of the writers got together and decided they'd put together a list for us of things that are no longer something you can say to people anymore. And so,
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's things like buy a drink.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
no,
probably
that's
can't do that anymore.
harassment.
Harassment, yeah.
Sure.
And what's your sign?
Oh, same thing. Yeah.
What's your sign?
Right.
Come here often.
Oh, dear.
You know, that'd get you a black eye.
Oh, yeah.
Get you the things like that. And you know what? But here's the things that really you can't, you shouldn't say. One of them is really nice boobs. That's,
There was a time.
Yeah, there was a time when you could say that, and nowadays it's I'm a Trump supporter.
You can't do that out loud.
That'll get you killed. Or banished from your friend circle.
Yeah, all sorts of things.
Yeah, that'll get you killed.
Well,
Yeah, and let's see.
uh-oh.
Is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me?
Wow, it's Mae West.
Well,
Did
yeah.
she originate that?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm not so sure, because most of the political correctness, and I don't want to get into a sex battle here, seems to fall on the other side of the fence. I mean, most guys would probably go, if they answer that question with a big grin on their face. And let's see. Let's see. What's another one here? Have you ever been to a nudist camp?
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to go to a nudist camp? That's not really true. So, and let's see. I think the other one that I think they came up with was. Would you like to go with me to a nudist? Oh yeah, those are really nice boobs. Call back. And I think the last one they got on here is, I think Melania is hot. Is that,
I'm trying to think how, would that be really bad? I don't know.
I don't know.
There are some people certainly who'd be offended.
Right. But anyway, there you go. That's our first little tidbit of exploring the world of political correctness and so forth and so on our show. So anyway, so we'll oh, I forgot to set my clock. We'll.
Oh,
yeah, that's all right. So, okay. So you enjoying the heat, are you?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's terrific. Now last summer we got off easy. I don't think it went above like 95.
You're probably right.
This is a more typical Texas summer. Right?
Yeah, it's hot and steamy out there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I got home. I got to water my plants almost every day. So. But hey, it's Texas. You know, what do you say?
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. Listen, we're gonna get out of here so we can cool off for a minute before we bring out our first guest, and we'll be back in a few minutes with Lindsay Hightower. All right. Thank you. Okay. Thanks for coming back. My first guest is not only my first musical guest, but she's a very nice, attractive lady. We're glad to have her here. This is her current CD, Echo Springs. And you can find out more about Lindsay at hightowerband.com. If I had my glasses on, I could have read that a lot better, right? But we'll get to the bottom of that. Anyway, please welcome Lindsay Hightower. Welcome back. Gosh, thanks. That was a
thank you.
Lovely song.
Thank
lovely
you.
song.
Thank
And
you.
you wrote that?
Yes, me and I had two co-writers, Josh Jones and Russell Jack.
Right. So, what were the influences in your life that brought you to where you're at as far as your musical career?
It's been a wide range. Amy Winehouse, she was one that was like just kind of blew my mind. But Nina Simone, Patsy Cline, a lot of Tom Petty. I mean, really just anything and whatever,
Right. Well, see, I grew up in the world where people would say, well, what was your influence? And they go Buddy Holly, and they go things like that.
Right.
And I was more of a '60s, '70s.
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young,
Yeah.
Buffalo Springfield,
Yeah.
those kind of guys. So what? Unlike you, I didn't follow in those footsteps. I learned how to play the guitar. And it was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. What was it that made you decide to pursue a career in music?
I never really thought I'd do anything else.
Really?
Yeah.
So from a little girl, you were...
Yeah, which I think is good and has its curse as well.
Sure.
But I guess I was 13 whenever I started, and by 16 I had a band, and
Okay.
so that's just
right.
Yeah, it's just the way it went. It just didn't occur to me to do something else.
So when you were 13, you had a band. You play at schools, or did you?
Well, my first little gig was at a little Opry, and we were like sitting on hay bales.
Right.
And but it was awesome. It was awesome. And then play at little fairs and anywhere there was
Right.
a stage. And just
So
go
you're from Fort Worth? You're from
I
Dallas,
grew
Fort
up.
Worth?
That's where I live now, but I grew up in Dublin, Texas.
Oh, Dublin, Dr.
yeah,
Pepper,
you're
sure.
from- yeah, that's
oh,
right.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I had, in fact, Dublin, Texas. Okay, so maybe you do, maybe you don't. I had a girlfriend in college. I don't know, if you were to ask her, she probably wouldn't say she was my girlfriend.
Right.
She'd probably say, oh, that guy that kept calling me that I didn't really like that much.
Oh,
But Delana Wilkerson, do you know the Wilkersons? They had a grocery store for a long time back in the day in De Leon.
okay, well, I'm very familiar with De Leon when we play them in football and sports.
Where did you say you were from?
Dublin.
Oh, Dublin.
Yeah, so we're
De Leon's.
right down-
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
okay. My mistake.
Yeah, but we're right down the
Both started with
right
D.
down the road. Yeah, we're right down the road. So they're very familiar with
Right.
De Leon.
Yeah, Dublin. Yeah, I used to go to Dublin a long time ago. Yeah, I bought some Dr. In fact, I used to go through there and buy Dr. Pepper. And now they don't do that anymore, though. Do
No,
they? They
there's-
bought them out or something.
Yeah, so they bought out, but it's called Dublin Bottling Works. So they're still doing it, and I think
Really?
they have like 11 flavors or something.
Yeah.
But it's great,
That's great.
Uh-huh.
It's your first CD?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
first one, freshman one.
Okay, good. And how long has this been out?
A year.
A year?
About it going on a year. No, a little less than a year. I'm sorry. March is whenever it came out.
March?
I'm so bad with time.
Yeah.
Yeah, March it came out.
Well, that's great. You want to do another song for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Would love
Okay.
to.
All right, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Lindsay Hightower is going to do us one song.
Cute little baby make eyes with you, sucker. You didn't say a word, but you could just feel it. Hang around town, drink pop and fill you. Keep that wondering eye. It makes you feel like everyone you know is a long way Every day I get thrown into the real world. I didn't see it coming, but finally I found it. Put the coin in the meanest, smoke hot-filled curve. Keeps that wondering eye. Makes you feel like everyone you know is a long way Makes you feel like everyone you know is a long way. Makes you feel like everyone you know is a long way from home.
Wow, guys. I can't tell you how beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Everybody, Lindsay Hightower. So where can people find out about you guys and where you're going to be?
Hightowerband.com. I got you.
We got you.
Hightowerband.com.
Yes.
I'm not used to all this musical stuff.
Yeah.
Hightowerband.com and your latest album?
Echo Spring.
Sorry, show my age.
Your latest CD?
Yeah, Echo Spring.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Lindsay. We'll be right
Thank
back.
you.
Right after this.
It's a long way.
Okay, thanks for coming back. All right, my next guest is a local actor, entertainer. You may have seen him in some commercials, maybe on stage and film. Please welcome Mark Edward Howell. So hey Ben, what's been going on in your life?
Good. I've been busy. I'm working on a sitcom pilot as one of the main characters, and we're having certain syndications looking at it,
Really?
which I can't mention because
Right.
I don't want to confirm something that ain't confirmed.
Right.
Isn't confirmed.
But you're filming around here in Dallas? And,
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm doing around Dallas, and then also working on some independent films as well as competition film for Rack Focus Dallas.
I see. Yeah, good for you. So in your bio, there was a lot of great information about show business. There's one thing I had to ask you about.
What's that?
That is the fact that you are the next to last of 16 kids.
Yes,
Wow.
11 boys and 5 girls.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, what's the okay? So like my brothers and I don't have any sisters. My brothers, there's like a 14-year gap between me and my oldest brother, and then there's a 7-year gap, and then there's a 12-year gap between my next oldest brother, which meant my parents spent a lot of time not doing anything between several kids. How much? What's the age difference between you and your brothers and sisters?
They're all 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, some of a couple of them that's 11 months.
Is that right?
Yeah.
A lot of women.
Well, they got right to it.
A lot of women out there just went, wow. That's something, man. So being that close together, I guess there was just a whole house full of kids, just
Oh, my Lord,
nonstop,
yeah.
especially for
we
you.
had, we had, I think there was 13 or 14 living at home. In 1965, Thanksgiving morning, the house burnt to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
And my gosh, we had bukus of us running out of there like circus clowns coming out of one of those little cars.
Wow.
But anyway, I was a year old when that happened, and we had people that helped us and helped with clothing and things like that.
Right.
But
Well, that's just, to me, I grew up, because I had 3 older brothers, but I basically grew up by myself because there's 7 years between me and my next brother.
Yeah.
So I didn't have, Thanksgiving, things like that, we all gathered around.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was constantly, surrounded by brothers and sisters or anything like that. So I thought that was kind of unique.
Yeah.
And so you're an actor. You say you did theater. You do theater? Much theater?
Yeah, I did a lot of theater. I started in theater in '93.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then
Around
I started.
here?
Yeah, I started.
I'm surprised our paths never crossed.
Yeah, that's true. There was a couple of them that we traveled, a couple of states to do, and one was called Blue Streets, about true stories about people living on the streets. So we took it around the southeast, I guess that's whatever Mississippi is.
Really? So this was on the road kind of thing?
Yeah, for a few days.
Really?
And the money that was made went to the shelters in the area.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
And I thought that was a really cool idea. They paid for our food and our stay and things like that, and our ride. So we were pretty cool with that.
So in film, I interested in what your favorite characters have been. I mean, because we all have characters that we play that's just like, okay, how much longer do I got to do this before I can go
Oh
home?
my gosh, there's so many of them. My favorite character actually in this horror film was a pilot, and it was called Silent. And he was an old hillbilly guy.
Yeah.
That his children killed people and brought them to him, and he sold them. They cut them up. I know it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And sold them in the store as beef jerky.
Wow,
But the character himself was just so doggone crazy and creepy. but funny too.
Right.
As well as my other character is Sarah Cracklin, and she's a rude cafeteria lady. And she's a smart aleck. And for instance, someone giving you a ticket to go into this cafe, I will get your plate full. Let's move on. Let's go.
So that's one of the pictures. I'll put that picture up and we can.
Okay, cool.
We can have some fun.
Yeah.
But do you like? Okay, so I know that comedy kind of is your thing. But do you prefer comedy over drama, or do you do a lot of drama?
I really don't prefer either. I like to do all of it.
Right.
I like the horror, comedy, and drama.
Right.
Because I can do all of it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I had a guy in Los Angeles, that's here now, that said I was one of the actors that he's met, and there's very few that can range from comedy to extreme dramatic roles.
That's good.
And he thought that was pretty cool.
Well, you brought us a demo,
Mm-hmm.
so let's play that, and then
Okay.
we'll come back and talk about it a little bit, and then we'll take a little break.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just watch the monitors and Mark Edward Howell.
Whatever floats your boat.
Boat? I ain't got no boat.
Sit down, Ernest.
Don't have no boat.
Sit down.
I don't have no boat. I always wanted one.
Forget about the boat.
I'm tired of you interrupting my job. And I am tired of you abusing your authority. Fine.
Is it my lucky day or what? I got another wetback. Let's go, boy. Arriba.
Mr. Davis, we are about to start interviewing 127 candidates from all over the world. These children are considered, well, gifted.
Let's get it over with. These hours are killing me.
Hope, congestion of the population's psychic mind in this hemisphere, is lowest at night.
I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. And he heard my voice out of his temple. And my cry came unto him.
Well, do we have anything on the trigger man? Any evidence that ties into the Mexican mafia?
Jimmy's crew found nothing. Prints and DNA belonging to Ambrose and half a dozen drunks with bad aim.
Well, we talked to all the cooks and they were already clocked out and gone before the firework. The only one that was anywhere nearby was your girl.
You a churchgoer, Bobby?
Yes, ma'am.
All right then. Why don't you go find a church and ask God if he saw anything? I'll take anyone I can get at the moment.
Oh, really? I'm fine. Thank you.
Well, I've got to run. It was fabulous meeting you.
Gosh, yeah, the guy in Los Angeles is right. That was a lot of. So here's my question: out of all the things you did on there, okay, so the cop and the hillbilly in the bar, that was. What was it like? And I assumed that it was filmed all at the same time. Was that raging lunatic with a little black girl? Was that the thing you were just talking about?
Oh, that was extreme dramatic. Oh,
that was
really,
crazy.
Yeah, that little girl was so good. Her name is Raven, and she was so good. She kind of had a problem before we went during rehearsal and all that. She couldn't get into the mood. But boy, as soon as that red light came on,
really,
she was there. The little girl actually got this far from my space and fit on me. She's 8 years old.
Really?
And I told her mom, I said, baby, she really scared me.
Yeah.
That wasn't play too.
I wasn't sure what the context of the scene was, but it was very dramatic, and I guess what was her part?
Her part was a child that was being kidnapped.
Oh, okay.
She was a kidnapped child, and they were looking for her.
Right. Well, after seeing what you did, I thought, what, that poor kid is going to have drama going on in her mind for the rest of her life. But I guess she was professional enough to.
Yeah, she's very well trained. She did an excellent job. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget her.
Right. Well, I thought it was interesting the switch from the What was the name of the character in the bar?
In the bar.
I don't have a boat. I don't have a boat.
Talking about the creepy guy behind the
No,
counter.
he has a hat, and they want him to play cards.
Playing cards. That's all from Blood on the Brazos, a Western film.
Sure, I remember.
And he was actually a chicken catcher. My brother Joe, he also played the other character. He played as my brother in the film, and he was a chicken rancher. And I was Ernest T. Carp is my name.
Ernest T. Carp.
And I would steal the chickens and take them to the mercantile store for butter and eggs money.
Right.
And I'd take the butter and eggs money and go over to the saloon and play poker because the girl I liked, one of the saloon girls I liked in there, was in there.
Right.
And that's why I was always over there.
I thought that was funny. I don't have a boat.
Yeah.
I still don't have a boat.
I know.
I'd like to have a boat, but I don't have a boat. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
and then the next, I think the next thing was you being the cop talking with a lady in the blonde. That seemed like that was pretty kind of dramatic.
Yeah, it was. Killers were pretty.
You didn't. Your accent changed. Everything kind of changed. And
because he's actually he really is from the city.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, when I first moved to Oklahoma, my accent took a long time. Because the way we talk is, I don't give a care.
Right.
That's the way we talk, or I'll be ding dong dang.
Right.
But coming to that.
Lubbock's not much different. I just grew out of it, I think.
Well, I thought I was special. I had 2 speech teachers.
Really?
Come find out I wasn't special. I just needed them.
Right.
But when I had auditioned before, there was a lady that said, "You're not from here, are you?" I said, "No, ma'am. I'm not from here. I'm from Oklahoma." She went, "Okay." But I got the part for her, too.
Good. Well, let's take a little break, and we'll be back and talk some more about it. I got a story I got to tell you about an accent in a second.
Cool.
So anyway, we'll be back right after this. Thanks for staying. Thanks for coming back. We're with Mark Edward Howell. So here's a story. Here's my accent story. I did a play one time, Lend Me a Tenor, and I had to play Tito Morelli, who was an Italian opera star. So I had to talk like an Italian, la 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 blah 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 blah. Well, before that show finished, I auditioned for another play called Charlie's Aunt, which is an English farce where they talk like this right here, or no, it was like a proper English accent. And I went to the audition, and I'm reading the sides. I can't get out of this Italian accent. And I finally told the lady, I said, "Look, I'm doing Lend Me a Tenor right now. I cannot shake this Italian accent this fast." And she just kind of rolled her eyes. Anyway, she hired me, so
oh, wow.
But I got out of it.
That's funny.
But I just could not say the lines without being Tito Morelli. That while I was still doing that other play, it was just impossible to do. So accents are fun. I don't do too many. I don't know about you, but.
The only one I don't know why it is so hard is Irish.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because when they speak, they breathe out the whole time they're saying the words,
Yeah.
And they take a breath after the sentence, and then they say the words again,
Really?
and everything's breathing out.
More than I knew about it.
Now, I do a little bit of New York Italian, English, and of course country, in the Southern.
Right.
And but yeah, I mean, it was hard for me to get into because from where I'm at, I mean, where I'm from,
right,
and then having to be trained twice,
right,
to get that.
Yeah. I never took any voice class. Maybe in college, I don't know. I might have taken a dialogue class. I don't really.
Yeah,
remember.
That's what we did. That's what we had. We had Irish, New York Italian.
Yeah.
British.
Irish is hard. Australian.
Irish is hard.
Yeah, Australian is hard for me because it's so close to English.
It is.
Yeah, and
it is very close.
I just remember shrimps on the barbie kind of thing. They kind of swallow the end of their words or something. I don't know what it is. But so the sitcoms coming up. What else you got coming up?
We got an audition for a horror film today, but I've got something coming up next month that I'm not allowed to speak about. You know how that is.
Great interview. I can't talk about it.
I know.
No, you've been great.
But they had I have several others in the wraps. I got another guy talking to me about another horror film, which is basically a true story It's untitled right now, and it's a true story. I think it was West Virginia, he said, or Virginia. It's a true story about a guy who ran a slaughterhouse, and he actually killed people and hung them on hooks.
No kidding.
Yeah, and he actually did kill the people, and I mean,
Oh, so it's based on a true
yeah, it's
story.
based on
Wow.
a true story. And anyway, he said I would fit it perfectly, you know, what he was looking for. He had
Right.
talked to me several times about it, but it's something that's in
Is
the
somebody
works.
local? I mean, is it a local thing or is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I really didn't even ask about that. I mean, but he's local.
Yeah. Okay.
He's local.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
you
would
know,
imagine it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are doing a lot of stuff around here. They really are.
Yeah, there is, and I actually went to an event last Thursday night at Fort Worth Film Festival,
Mm-hmm.
and I met some people from New Mexico who are moving their company here.
Really?
And then I think it was two of them from Los Angeles who are moving their production company here.
Wow, that's great.
So I kind of bit my tongue and I said, well, let me ask you a question. Why are you moving from Los Angeles to here? They said because the money's not there no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Los Angeles had a problem with runaway production for years because they had no incentives and it cost so much. I mean, gee whiz. I mean, I lived there, and I mean it's a beating just to be somebody walking down the street. I mean, you can't park a car without reading 20 different signs. You're still not sure when you walk away whether you're right or not. So
yeah.
Rent and everything else. It's really expensive.
Yeah, and I prefer to stay here because a lot of them are moving here. Plus, now you can video audition. 90% of them are letting people video audition now.
Yeah.
And which I don't mind doing. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. No, I don't either. Well, good. Well, listen. Good luck with the audition this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow.
Yeah. Somewhere in there.
We're the late night talk show.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. The secrets that we reveal accidentally.
Oops.
Anyway, thanks for coming, man. You were great, and good luck with everything you do.
I appreciate it very much.
All right, hey, listen. This is our last show until September. I think we're going to take August off because John's going to be out of town. I got things I got to do. I'm building a deck. I'm trying to paint a house. Blah blah blah. So we're going to take a little time off. So anyway, enjoy this show and look for us back in September. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care.